Okay, we are recording. Hello, my name is Kaiser, and I am looking to get a job in the field of development. So here's a little bit about me. I originally started my career in tech as a phone technician. Um, After being a phone technician for a while, I was offered the opportunity to become an area manager for the same phone repair company that I worked at as a phone technician. I jumped on that opportunity, and while I was area manager there, I actually started taking in and training employees on how to do computer repairs, and we were able to implement the computer repairs along with the phone repairs. Um, and I started thinking of other ways that we could generate income as a company. Um, Unfortunately, that's not the path that I wanted to go down as far as the technician pathway. I would prefer to be more on the development side of things, so I started looking for a job where I could get some networking experience, and working with servers and more technical stuff. So I was able to find a job as a junior systems administrator. And when I use that term, I say it very loosely. It was mostly help desk stuff, but I did work on a couple of big things. One of the biggest things that I worked on while I was there was helping to determine which antivirus software would be best for our company to go with. I also did help mitigate damage that had been done from a malicious email attempt. And I also did backups of the tapes for our servers. So I did quite a few different things there, and I was learning a lot every single day I was there. And I did enjoy that job. Unfortunately, when 2020 came around and the pandemic was in a full swing, I was unfortunately let go from my position there. And from there, I moved on to a very big uh, technical support role at a company that produces phones. Um, I don't think I can say which one, but I did technical support for a very large phone producer, and that went really well. But again, that was not the path that I necessarily would like to have gone down. So I ended up getting a freelance software quality assurance gig for myself. I did a couple of those. It was a little more technical, so I enjoyed it. I started doing that, and I've currently been doing that for a couple of months now. And I really enjoy it. Software QA, specifically, I worked in the usability testing area, so I was the end user that would be using the product, and I would give my feedback to these big companies that I would work with, and let them know, what I liked about the product, what I didn't like about it, what I think could be improved, and just give my opinions. Um, but again, I don't feel like that is technically fulfilling enough for me. I like to work on issues, and especially in a team when you have multiple minds working together to solve these big issues, that's what I want to be a part of. And when I started looking into development, I saw that most of the time you are working, in a team of other people where you can throw your ideas around, and you guys work collaboratively to create these amazing applications that we use in our everyday life. And I wanted to be a part of that, and I do want to be a part of that still. So in 2016, I did start coding on and off. And when 2020 rolled around and Everything was, at a standstill. I jumped into coding full swing, and while I was working with my big phone company or phone producer company, I was also studying every single day to become a software developer, a web developer, sorry. And I am still working towards that goal. I am very familiar with HTML and CSS basics, and I figured I would start here at JavaScript because that is the most used language on the web today. I I don't think I would count HTML and CSS as actual programming languages as far as logic is concerned. I know HTML is more of a markup language and CSS is more of a styling language. And CSS also does have variables. I learned that. But as far as actual programming languages, I really want to focus on JavaScript and Python. Python for more of a general purpose usage. I've actually built quite a few projects with Python. I love it. It was super easy to pick up, and even if you're not like a great coder, you can still do a lot with Python. JavaScript, though, I feel like for the path that I'm working towards, which is more of a web developer role, ideally a full stack developer after a couple of years in the industry, I feel like JavaScript would be more used in my everyday work. So that's why I'm starting here. Again, sorry for this long intro. How long is this? Oh, a 7-minute long intro. Very sorry about that. I just wanted to give some context, and I know I've been going for a minute too. But with all of that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the lesson of the day. If you see right here, some of these are completed. Back when I was first learning to code, I hopped directly into the JavaScript section, did a couple of these, and I don't remember a single thing about them at all. So we're going to start from the beginning of this JavaScript algorithms and data structures course, and I'm just going to continue to upload these daily until I get a job. So we'll be in this ride together. If you're just learning to code, fantastic. Join me on this journey. If you have completed the first responsive web design area of Free Code Camp and you're looking to start on the JavaScript algorithms and data structures area, fantastic. Join me on this journey. You can put me on in the background if you want. Or you can walk through this together with me and we'll try to solve these issues together. Fair warning, I do quite a bit of research, so it may be boring in some parts. I will try to cut that out. I'm actually looking at a way where I can use Python to cut out the silences that are in the video itself. So we'll see how that goes. If it goes well, I could make a video about it in the future. But today we are doing JavaScript. So let's go ahead and start. So it says, while HTML and CSS control the content and styling of a page, JavaScript is used to make it interactive. In the JavaScript algorithm and data structure certification, you'll learn the fundamentals of JavaScript, including variables, arrays, objects, loops, and functions. Okay, cool. So once you have the fundamentals down, you'll apply that knowledge by creating algorithms to manipulate strings, factorialize numbers, and even calculate the orbit of the International Space Station. That's pretty cool. Along the way, you'll also learn two important programming styles or paradigms. Object-oriented programming, referred to as OOP, and functional programming, referred to as FP. And there is a note here. It says some browser extensions such as ad blockers and script blockers can interfere with the tests. If you face issues, we recommend disabling extensions that modify or block the content of pages while taking this course. Good to keep that in mind. All right, so we are diving into basic JavaScript. Okay. So JavaScript is a scripting language you can use to make web pages interactive. It's one of the core technologies of the web, along with HTML and CSS, and it's supported by all modern browsers. In this course, you'll learn fundamental programming concepts in JavaScript. You'll start with basic data structures like numbers and strings, and then you'll learn to work with arrays, objects, functions, loops, if-else statements, and more. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, we're just going to start from the beginning. So let's go to comment your JavaScript code. This is lesson 1 here. So comments are lines of code that JavaScript will intentionally ignore. Comments are a great way to leave notes to yourself and to other people who will later need to figure out what that code does. There are 2 ways to write comments in JavaScript. Using the forward, or is that forward slash or backslash? Ooh, I should know this. Let me see. Forward slash. I just want to make sure I've got the terminology right here. So, yeah, that's forward slash. And okay, just wanted to make sure. So using forward slash will tell JavaScript to ignore the remainder of the text on the current line. This is an inline comment. So the text in green here is the inline comment example. And it says right here, you can make multi-line comment begin with /* and ending with */. That will create a multi-line comment. And in this green text here, that is the multi-line comment. And that just means that it can go multiple lines instead of being all on the same line, which would be useful if you have to type out something a little bit longer. Now, right here is a note, and it says, as you write code, you should regularly add comments to clarify the function of parts in your code. Good commenting can help communicate the intent of your code both for others and for your future self. Try creating one type of each comment. Okay, so that seems like a pretty easy lesson, minus my / fumble at the beginning there. Let's go down to the areas that we need here. So it says you should create a one-line style comment that contains at least 5 letters, and then you should create a multi-line comment that contains at least 5 letters. So let's do this. We're going to go ahead and do our first one here, and we're going to do / and just say hello world. Hello world. And now go to our next line, and let's create a comment here as well. And to do that, you need to use /***. And then in between these, I'm just going to hit enter here to give me some area to work in. And we're going to say hello world as well. So we got hello world, and the comment here is the // and the hello world as well, which is a multi-line comment that has /* to open and close it. Okay, so we're going to run our tests here. Fantastic. So we are going to go to the next challenge now. So now we are going to declare JavaScript variables. So I'm going to read through this. It says, in computer science, data is anything that is meaningful to the computer. JavaScript provides 8 different data types, which are undefined, null, boolean, string, symbol, big int, number, and object. Okay, there's no way that I'm going to remember those all off the top of my head, but a couple of them I do know. I am familiar with undefined, boolean, string, number, and somewhat familiar with object. I know of it, but those are the ones that I remember off the top of my head. So, for example, computers distinguish between numbers such as the number 12 and strings such as 12, dog, or 1, 2, 3 cats, which are collections of characters. Computers can perform mathematical operations on a number, but not a string. Variables allow computers to store and manipulate data in a dynamic fashion. They do this by using a label to point to the data rather than using the data itself. Any of the 8 data types may be stored in a variable. Variables are similar to the x and y variables that you use in mathematics, which means they're a simple name to represent the data that we want to refer to. Computer variables differ from mathematical variables in that they can store different values at different times. We tell JavaScript to create or declare a variable by putting the var keyword in front of it, like so. And then the little code block here, it has var, which is declaring the variable, and then our variable name. And if you'll notice, the in here is capitalized. That's a convention known as camel case, if I'm not mistaken. And it is commonly used as the convention in JavaScript. So this line of code right here creates a variable called our name. In JavaScript, we end statements with semicolons, which is right here at the end. And variable names can be made up of numbers, letters, and $signs or underscores, but may not contain spaces or start with a number. Okay, so here is our challenge. And it says, use the var keyword to create a variable called myname. Hint, look at the rname example above if you get stuck. And our goal here at the bottom, it says you should declare myname with the var keyword ending with a semicolon. So we're going to declare with the var, and we're going to give it a name of my name in camel case and end it with a semicolon there. And let's run our tests. Fantastic. Okay, so now we are on storing values with the assignment operator. Yes, storing. Okay, I thought it said sorting for a second. In JavaScript, you can store a value in a variable with the assignment operator, and in parentheses, that's the equal sign. So we are going to store a value with the equal sign. In this example, we have the variable and have it assigned to 5. So this assigns the number value 5 to my variable. That makes sense. If there are any calculations to the right of the equals operator, those are performed before the value is assigned to the variable on the left of the operator. So we've got the variable declaration here with the var and then our variable name, and of course semicolon at the end. And then we are giving the variable that we declared a value of 5 with the assignment operator. So first, this code creates a variable named myVar. Then the code assigns 5 to myVar. Now, if myVar appears again in the code, the program will treat it as if it is 5. So we need to assign the value 7 to variable a. And if we come over to our coding area here, it says setup, only change code below this line. Can do. So we are going to give ourselves a new line here, and we have declared the variable a, but it currently doesn't have any value. So if we do a equals, there we go, and give it a value of 7 like it's asking for, end it with a semicolon because we need to do that. And then we hit run tests. Fantastic. We did it. We'll go to the next challenge. Not right now. Let's see. Assigning the value of one variable to another. So this is talking about how we can reassign a variable, reassign the value of a variable. So I'm going to read this. After a value is assigned to a variable using the assignment operator, you can assign the value of that variable to another variable using the assignment operator. So then we have this code here, and it looks like we declare a variable called myVar, and then myVar is equal to the value of 5. And then we we declare another variable called mynum, and mynum is equal to myVar, which in this case has a value of 5. So then this would be treated as a integer 5, and 5 would equal mynum. So therefore mynum would equal 5 as well. So again, this is just explaining it here. The above declares a myVar variable with no value, then assigns it the value of 5. Next, a variable named mynum is declared with no value. Then the contents of myVar, which is 5, is assigned to the variable mynum. Now mynum also has the value of 5. That's kind of how I explained it. So, okay, I think I have a good understanding of that. So assign the contents of A to variable B. Okay, can do. So let's go down here, give ourselves a new line. So we have a variable declaration, and then we give A the value of 7. So we want to say B is equal to, we're giving it the assignment operator to there, and then A. So B is equal to A, where A is 7, and then B will be 7 as well. Let's end it with a semicolon and run the tests. Fantastic. All right. Let's see. What am I at? I'm almost at 25 minutes. We'll go a little bit longer. So I may do one or two more of these right now. But it says in this one, the title is Initializing Variables with the Assignment Operator. So it says, it is common to initialize a variable to an initial value in the same line as it is declared, which in this case looks like that is what they did. So they declared a variable and gave it the name of myvar. Ooh, I'm going to sneeze. Nope. And then they give it a value of 0. So we've got the variable declaration and then the value assignment right here on the same line. Now this creates a new variable called myvar and assigns it an initial value of 0. So our goal in this attempt here is to define a variable a with var and initialize it to a value of 9. Okay, so we're going to come over here and we need to give the variable declaration. So we need to say var a, which is what our variable name is supposed to be, and give it a value using the assignment operator, which is the equal sign. We're giving it a value of 9, and we want to end that with a semicolon and run the tests. Okay, fantastic. So let's see. We'll do this one real quick, and we will call it a day for today. But again, until I get a developer job, I will be uploading at least one video every day. So let's do this one. Previously, you used the following code to declare a variable. So in this one, we are going to declare string variables. But now you can also declare a string variable like this. So we have the variable declaration, the name that we want to give our variable, the assignment operator, which is the equal sign, and then you'll notice this one's a little bit different. It has the open and close parentheses here. The way JavaScript will interpret that is a string. So it is a string of letters, and that's how JavaScript will interpret it. So your name is called a string literal. A string literal, or string, is a series of 0 or more characters enclosed in single or double quotes. So when they say single, I'm assuming that's what they mean when it comes to single, and that's what they mean when it comes to double. That'll be easy to remember. I remember reading somewhere that the quotes, they can matter in certain contexts, but not all contexts. We're not going to focus on that right now, though. We are going to focus on our goal here. And it says, create 2 new string variables, my first name and my last name, and assign them the values of your first and last name, respectively. So down here, our goals are the same. So we want to go ahead and we want to start off a variable declaration with the var keyword. And then we want to give it a value or a name of my first name. And we will use the assignment operator to give it a string value of Johnny, and then create another var. This time it is my last name, and we're using the assignment operator here, and we are giving it a string literal value of apple seed. and then semicolon. So we have our variable declarations and our variable names, and then the assignment operators and the semicolons. So in this case, we have Johnny Appleseed for the first and last name, and if we run the tests, awesome. So that is going to be it for today. I will go ahead and get to the next challenge screen here. In the next video, we are going to pick up with understanding uninitialized variables. That is where we're going to be starting next time. Again, thank you so much for watching this if you chose to do so. If you are on your own coding journey and looking to break into the industry as a developer, continue to follow me if you want to follow along with the free code camp tutorials. There may be days where I just upload random stuff that I'm working on, but definitely if you would like to see more of the free code camp tutorials, make sure to tune in to my channel. Thank you so much for watching today, and have an amazing rest of your day.